Hello everyone. Today Janina and I would like to share three things about the Spanish and the German culture. The first one is about communicating. In Spain, our preferred communication method is the telephone. We don't send that many emails and we are not too good at replying as soon as other cultures like the British culture or perhaps the German culture. So it's always best to phone first. And Janina, how about Germany?
Yeah, so in Germany, the communication style is low context, so it's quite direct. So typically Germans prefer to write an email, get straight to the point at hand. And Germans generally don't have too much small talk. They like to get to the point quite quickly. And they often appreciate when other people are also direct, and they might do more recaps as well during a meeting. Is that true for Spain as well?
No, actually, we don't tend to do many recaps. And in terms of being direct, you might think we are direct when we are informally speaking, but in written communication, for example, it's quite high context, so it's not as direct, and the message is more hidden, I will say. Yeah, so those are the main differences. How about when it comes to building trust? Because in Spain, for example, it's better to get to know the person first and don't go straight into talking business. So that's why we have many long lunches or going for coffees. And there is that emphasis on getting to know the person from a personal point of view before moving into talking business. How is it in Germany?
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear about Spain. So in Germany, building trust is a bit more task-based. And although a lot of the companies in Germany are family businesses, how you build trust amongst each other is by doing a task well done, compared to really having those lunches perhaps. What about scheduling time? How is it in Spain?
So, well, many of you will think we are not very good at timekeeping, which I know it's a stereotype, but sometimes it's a bit true. We are not that bad. I think it's considered okay to be late, maybe 5-10 minutes to a meeting, maybe no more than that. And there's just not as much emphasis on timekeeping. They think other aspects are more important than being on time or keeping to the time. And in fact, many meetings will have a start date, but not an end date. You just say it's a morning meeting or an afternoon meeting. It also depends on the organization, of course. But yeah, you are not required to be right on the dot o'clock like here. And if you are running late, you don't necessarily need to tell anyone in advance that you'll be running late. Yeah, as long as it's not as later than 15 minutes. How is it in Germany?
Yeah, so it's a bit different in Germany. So you would try to make it on time or be early, but also there would be an end time scheduled, and you'd work hard to finish on time. I also heard a story once told by someone to say that they had a meal together, and when the finishing time came, all the Germans left, but the British people, they were still there because they were continued to bond, but the Germans thought, well, the party's over now, let's go. And I also think it's important to highlight when making plans with your German counterparts to make sure that you give all the relevant details to also ensure clarity about what will happen at what point, so they really appreciate that as well.
Excellent. That's really interesting, and we hope you enjoyed it. And just keep in touch and keep an eye out for more videos.